Talk about burning the midnight oil. The full House debated more than 12 hours in the school choice bill and ultimately passed it by a vote of 61 to 42. With hundreds of thousands of students potentially eligible to receive the vouchers, just how many private and parochial schools would be willing to accept them? Southern Education Desk reporter Sue Lincoln finds out.
Louisiana's full House has approved House Bill 976, the school choice plan, sending it to the Senate for their consideration. The measure establishes a statewide scholarship program, vouchers, for students currently attending failing and even average public schools. But what choices will these students really have? We asked private and parochial school officials for their take on the plan. River Oaks School has been providing a private education for Monroe area students since 1969. Headmaster Don Middleton says the final decision is up to the school's board of directors, but he doubts River Oaks will accept any state scholarship students because the school would not be allowed to choose which kids it would or would not accept.
We give an entrance exam, and the scores from that exam we use as a predictor of how that student will do at this school.
State Superintendent of Education John White has told lawmakers that parents of students eligible for vouchers will list their school choices, and the state will assign students to participating private and parochial schools accordingly. The schools will not be allowed to pre-evaluate or reject any individual students.
My concern would be if we had students that came in on a scholarship program and they did not have to meet the entrance requirements, that we're setting those kids up for failure. If they can't perform at a certain level, then they're going to have great difficulty being successful in school.
Dr. Middleton also says the school, which has classes for pre-K through 12th grade, just doesn't have the capacity to welcome voucher students.
We have two sections of each grade, two sections of K4 all the way up through two sections of seniors. And our maximum number we allow in K4 and kindergarten is 12, and we fill up, so there will be no available or extra seats in those grades.
The school choice bill would offer vouchers for students currently attending public schools graded C, D, or F, and whose family income is 250% of the federal poverty level or less. Phil Jackson, principal of the Franklin Academy in Winsboro, says that alone would keep his school from participating.
We don't offer free or reduced lunch at our school.
Franklin Academy is a pre-K through 12 non-denominational Christian school. Principal Jackson says he also has concerns about the caliber of scholarship students that could be assigned to the school.
The board of directors that we have right now, they're not going to open this up for open admission for just any student.
Jackson says while he's confident Franklin Academy can help improve academic outcomes for students currently attending failing schools, he's more worried about opening his school's doors to kids with discipline problems.
We want students that want to get an education, and we're not going to take on any trouble students if they're coming from another school system where they've been in trouble, they've had constant problems with discipline. That's just not what our school's about.
There are also questions about money. The amount for each scholarship has yet to be set.
Private schools have more than just tuition. They have athletic fees that have to be paid. We have drug testing fees that have to be paid. It's more to it than just the tuition. So will it be a package deal? Will they pay all of the fees that are needed for the student to come to school here, or are they going to pay just tuition only?
Catholic schools, however, will be accepting scholarship students. The Louisiana Conference of Catholic Bishops is supporting the school choice plan, and diocesan representatives have testified for the bills in legislative committees. Danny Lohr is executive director of the Bishops' Conference. He says the current voucher program, limited to New Orleans, has worked well for them over the past 4 years.
We've had very good retention rates. The parents like the program, the students like the program. In fact, we have waiting lists. So we had a good experience in New Orleans, and we feel we can build on that statewide with this particular bill.
Laura says most of the Catholic schools will open their doors to scholarship students, but of course, they won't be able to accommodate every child that is eligible for a voucher.
We've done a quick survey, and we're probably talking perhaps maybe 2,000 additional slots statewide. We don't have a firm number because each school pastor and principal makes the decision, not the diocesan superintendent, not the bishop.
Lohr says those pushing to reject the entire voucher plan because not every child will be able to escape a failing public school are looking at it all wrong.
Now our opponents are saying, well, it's not enough, you shouldn't do anything. Our approach is, well, we can save some children, so if we can save 2,000 students, that's a very worthwhile thing.
Lohr says for the church, it comes down to one thing.
This is part of the mission of the Catholic Church, is to help the poor.
Private and parochial schools seem unified on one point. There are also bills pending that would require any schools accepting vouchers to comply with the state accountability regulations in place for public schools. That means all students at those private and parochial schools would have to take the state tests, and the schools and teachers would be graded accordingly. All the private and parochial school officials we spoke with said they utterly oppose that. For the Southern Education Desk, I'm Sue Lincoln.
Now, a similar school voucher bill has already been approved by the Senate Education Committee and is pending before the full Senate. The governor's administration plans to brief lawmakers on the bills, and that could delay a final vote in the Senate for a couple of weeks.
The Southern Education Desk is a partnership among public radio and television stations across the Gulf South. We delve into a wide range of educational issues from kindergarten through 12th grade and higher ed. For more information, log on to southerneddesk.org.